Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's Judgment time. I just built my deck in the previous video. I'm going to play my first of 5 matches. Judgment, you get 5 matches, and your rewards based on what your win-loss record is after 5. It's always exactly 5. It costs 1,000 gold. And if you get 4 wins, you get back your entry fee as well as 2 rares of your choice out of the cards that are actually in your deck. Oops. Supposed to be over here. Okay, so we've got an enemy crossbowmen. Crossbowmen are kind of weak, but I mean, this is limited format. It's still a guy who can do 4. Oh, the other player wants to chat with me. They are out of luck. So I'm going to definitely sacrifice the Cursemonger. I'm not going to be playing him for a billion years at this stage. Question is, do I want to go for the Decay first, because I can drop a Mire Shambler right away? Or do I go for the energy so I can get my removal and take that out? Yeah. I'm going to go for the first turn play, although I'll probably regret it because he moves in a random fashion. See what happens. Albino octopus. Okay. I get it. Ha ha ha. Crazy walker there. Yeah, I'm not even too sure about that play. But if I can get up to 3 decay, then I can brain lice something, which would be awesome. Brain licing that guy would be awesome. Machine Divinator, he's actually really bad in my deck. He's just in there as a reward, so I'm definitely sacking him. And since I'm pretty far from making my decay plays, I've got 2 cards that cost 2 energy. I guess I'll go for energy. This is going to be kind of a disaster, though, when this guy goes. Because I'm going to have at best a 50-50 chance of attacking where I want, and that's if he doesn't get killed off first. It doesn't take much. So far, my opponent is pure order. We'll see how long that lasts. Your main choices in scrolls, because the way their resources work, like, you don't want to have cards that cost like 5 of one resource and cards that cost 5 of a different resource, because it takes you forever to get up to that. Oh, that's no good at all. Because the Winged Shield, with 2 guys behind her, she's got 2 armor, which means that suddenly my guy wouldn't kill her. Which is a pretty miserable state of affairs. So I can get 1 more energy and spark and just blow up one of these guys. He will probably kill this, but that's not the end of the world. Or I could play 1 more Decay, get out a Loyal Darkling to eat a hit for me, and do some damage to his idol. That's not really a winner. Or I could play one Order, focus this guy, do 6 damage either to an idol or kill this guy. But I have no control over it, so that's not really that good. If he hadn't played that, I would just go with the Darkling because I could drop him down and force this guy to move where I want. I'd move him into the corner here and then drop the Darkling. When he did his random move before attacking, he would go there and kill that, but that doesn't work now. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Spark. I gotta do it fast too. And I'm just gonna start him there because I'd actually rather hit an idol than do 1 whole damage to this guy. So now he gets to choose whether he kills my thing or just does 4 damage to an idol. He's definitely ahead in terms of board position right now. Early game, there's a huge advantage to him just being able to concentrate on 1 resource, that's for sure. The Spark, it's a little bit late now to kill the crossbowman. Would have been nice. So here's my problem. If I play the gun automaton, then I have to sack one of these other cards that I really want to get up to the Brain Lice. I definitely want the Brain Lice. I could spark something, but then again, I'd have to sack a card that I want. I want all of these cards. I guess the Loyal Darkling is not as important. But yeah, I guess the thing is, if I sack one of my energy cards for Decay, then I could play the Darkling and the other energy card in the same turn, which is probably best. I think I may need to do that and just kill off the Crossbowman. Even though the Crossbowman's not going to attack for a million years, though. I guess I should get the gun auto. It's tough. I'm going to get out the gun auto because he gives me a little bit more control over where this guy moves. Especially since I'll have out the Darkling as well. Yeah, that's my turn. Oh boy. You have to hit control to bring up the numbers on these things, otherwise it only shows numbers when you mouse over. I cannot for the life of me understand why that's the default. Or rather, sure they want that to be the default so their game looks nicer. Why is there no setting to just always... Like, there should be an option where I would always get the numbers instead of having to hit control every game to bring them up. Because every once in a while I forget to bring them up, and then I get screwed. Oh, that's no good. Well, one less thing to defend, I guess. One of the interesting things about scrolls is... Wait. Hold that thought. So, End of Reason... Every unit that's not ready to attack goes and does 2 damage to opponents in the same row. Like 2 damage to all of them. So if I did that, this guy would... I move him over there. He would explode himself and do 2 damage to all of them. So he'd kill the Crossbowman and weaken the others pretty bad. But I would also lose my gun auto. And in order to be able to play that now, I would have to sacrifice the Brain Life for resource, which I don't want to do. Whereas if I kill something with the Brain Lice, it's going to take a while, but I will get a card out of it. I think I have to do it that way, as nice as the End of Reason might be. Probably another bad move. So, I'm going to... When does this do the damage? The beginning of his turn. So if I Brain Lice this guy, it's going to take a while for her to die. On the other hand, she's the one that most needs to die. But if I Brain Lice that guy, he would die before he can attack again. I think I'm going to do that, even though it's the dumb move. I should have moved my other guys, but I'm taking too long to think here. At 1.5 minutes a turn, I am still taking too long to think. Exciting viewing. Okay, what are you going to do? This guy... Ducal Infantryman, I like him a lot. Like, giving the other 2 guys in a row +2 attack, he's kind of worth 3 attack. And he can actually be better because you can do a lot of, like, stuff moving him around. Even when it's not his turn to attack, he's still giving the bonus. So you can do a lot of things shuffling him around. You can put the guys who are ready to attack in his row, and then you can move them out. And but he disenchanted my poison. And I don't get to draw a card now. That's friggin' obnoxious. Okay, well, I've got to sacrifice for scrolls now. I've gone way too long without getting scrolls. I'm going to languid this guy for another full, and it's something I can't cast. Awesome. Yeah, so far this is not going great. Can't believe he had the Purify to disenchant that, because it's totally worth it. It gyps me out of a card, and 1 toughness or 2, it doesn't matter. His guy is still alive, and he's going to do 1 billion damage. I'm going to have a hard time defending that last idol, is what it looks like. One of the positional aspects of this game are... God damn it, that sucks. Positional aspects of this game are pretty good. Like, it makes comebacks possible and stuff like that, which is nice. So the energy siphon is super good for me here. That's a nice thing. Because I can give him -1/-1, and I get an energy for that. Unfortunately, that means I can't play the Rot Eater this turn. The Rot Eater is kind of what I need to start turning this stuff around. I'm going to move this guy over here. So I've got to keep going in that direction so I can try and defend that stuff. And I'm going to put him here. There's a good chance he will either move there and weaken this row, or he'll go over here and hit the weak idol. But I need the Rot Eater for like winning and stuff. But the siege for like fighting off the enemy things. But I need the Siege Cracker to kill idols. That's so tough. I am gonna sacrifice him for scrolls and hope I get stuff I can cast, and then next turn I can cast the Rot Eater. That's something. That'll prevent him from doing more damage over there. Okay. Could have gone worse. That's definitely the weaker place he could go, but whatever. The Rot Eater is a monster. In every imaginable sense of the word. He's already a decent size for his cost, it's the thing. He does 3 damage, he has 3 toughness, and he attacks every second turn. But he gets +1/+1 for every creature adjacent to him that dies. And all these guys are weenies, they're gonna die in droves. My opponent has an incentive to kill them, as long as I just keep the Rot Eater slightly back from the front. It's likely to stay out there and get big. The fact that like it gains more attack and toughness, it just becomes really rough. And with Order, I'm hoping my opponent isn't going to have a lot of direct removal. Like they should have to go through my other guys to get there. I could languid this thing again, reduce it to no attack, but actually it would have no attack if it wasn't with him. I need it to die though. That's the thing. So I'm gonna slide. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna slide this guy over here. Move him there. I need this guy to kill off the one with armor. He's only got 1 armor now because he only has 1 guy behind him. And I'm going to plop down the Rot Eater because he's amazing. And as much as I'd like to have that focus, I think I'm better off sacrificing it for more cards. I'm not getting rid of the Languid, obviously, because it'll draw me more cards. Oh, of course. I did not draw energy stuff. That's unfortunate. I'll have to live with it. Next turn, I'll probably sack one of these guys for more Decay, so that I can Languid and still do stuff. But he seems to have blown his load, though. He did a lot of damage to me, which was bad. The fact that he took out 2 idols outright, that's pretty harsh, because it gives him a lot of... Like, I have to cover all 3 of these, and they're split up. Sorry, I'm using my finger instead of the mouse. I have to cover all 3 of these idols, and that one's way off, so I'm fighting a war on 2 fronts. He still has all of his intact. But it's still... the positional nature of the game does add a lot to this. It makes it fairly different from, like, the actual MTG clones out there. Ducal Spearman... Okay. That's fine. Things can happen to him. So I got another Decay guy. It is going to take effort to kill him. He's going to be out there for a little while, so I think I'm going to Languid him. So I just really want that card, and I have 1-drops I can play anyway. So that's interesting now, the Aging Knight. Because I could get him out there, that would be a fair amount of damage. And I think I'm going to keep the Infected Gravelock. He's pretty dangerous. The Ripper is more reliable, like controllable, than the Mire Shambler. As much damage as the Mire Shamblers can put out. Yeah, I want the Ripper more because I can keep it and I can make sure that it dies next to the Ilmire Rot Hunter a little more easily. So I'm going to get rid of the Mire Shambler and drop a Ripper. Slide over, and I'm going to drop my Aging Knight there. My damage is being spread out all over the place, which is kind of bad. You kind of expect that with the Mire Shamblers. But the fact is, if these guys are not dying, then they're putting out a lot of damage. I have a lot more stuff on the board, and my opponent does not have that many cards. So, right now things are looking fairly evenish, or if anything, more to my advantage, despite the fact that I took all that concentrated damage early on. So, if he just attacks here, he can kill this guy, but he'll take 2 to his idol, because that's this guy's power. And plus, he'd be making my Rot Eater fat. I should have moved this one back. That was very stupid of me, because if he buffs and kills it somehow... Oh well. It would not be next to the Rot Eater, and I'm just losing stuff for no reason. Ah, that's no good. Now my Rot Eater can't move. It's going to make it way less powerful, but it's still something. Yeah, you do that. Okay. I could burn this guy and get rid of him, which is starting to look good at this point. Having this guy attack the spiked one is pretty good because the gun automatons are a ranged attack, so they won't take damage from his spikes. It's funny, ranged is basically just a decipher counter for the spikes. There are not too many other things they interact with. But yeah, the Infected Gravelock is pretty efficient, but if I burn this guy, then I'm going to get another card. So I think that's what I'm going to do. He does not have a lot out there. Pillar of Disease is not necessarily what I needed. I should definitely play it somewhere, though. I guess I'll play it here. I really need to defend that axis of attack. And I'm going to move out this guy. And yeah, I'm just going to let him shoot there. So that is fine. I'm going to move her up, actually, because I want to be able to choose what row she attacks in. Okay, I'll shut up and go. I don't know what this guy's going to do to come back, though. He doesn't look like he's trying to get more order, which is what I expected. I thought maybe whatever he had left was some fat stuff. Order has some really gross creatures in the 5 and 6 range. If he managed to get like the generals and stuff. No, he just surrendered. Okay. Well, so too bad for him. And I'm up to 1 win. So how long was that? Well, I guess for Scrolls, I'll just make it 1 game per video, because some of the games are going to go longer than that. It is a little bit more deliberate pace, but I like the amount of strategy involved, so I will see you next game. If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and Scrolls Judgement videos.